Yeah, there we go. You're from New Zealand, right?
Yeah, New Zealand. Yeah.
Oh, nicest country on earth.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Where you based in Auckland or Christchurch?
Yeah, I'm in Auckland. Yeah, up the top.
Oh, cool. I know how it looks like. I've been there in January this year.
Right, yeah. Did you enjoy yourself?
Of course.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Now, Til, I want to talk to you about obviously the new Lindemann solo album. First up, obviously you've had a prolific career with Rammstein. So, what did you want to achieve?
First of all, I have to say it's a project with Peter. We did it together very equal, and we came up with this idea in Stockholm when we met within a mixing session. I was mixing a Rammstein album there. And I met Peter in a bar, and we got really drunk and decided we're doing one song together in the future. And it took 13 years to do it, and we started in 2013 with one song. And after 2 years, we had a whole record done. It was pretty amazing.
For you, this is really the first time I think that you've never done it with Rammstein, that you've actually written your lyrics in English for somebody who's a native German speaker. How did you find that challenge?
It was kind of a challenge. I want Peter to know what's all about in the lyrics, so I start with the first song and send him over, and he was kind of shocked in the first place, but then he really liked it, and he continued sending over instruments to me. So we exchanging like music a lot. So I start recording in my place. He start like finishing my voice in his recording studio. So within a couple of months we had a couple of demos done, and then I went down to Sweden and we had a recording session for a couple of weeks and was thinking about doing an EP or something like this, because it was so much fun, and like for me singing English was like going to the candy shop. There was so much new topics and like phrases and hooks and hook lines and chorus lines, so it was like paradise. After doing 6 records in German, everything was like harvested, kind of.
Yeah, I was reading something somewhere online, as you do, about a term in German, and don't ask me to repeat what it is because I can't remember. All I remember is this term. It was basically a way of referring to people who comfort eat when they're sad or they're upset. And the literal translation from English to German was grief bacon. So, are there any terms that from German that you've tried to anglicise on this that maybe will come out, with that kind of reflection?
Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, it's not working. Put translations from German into English. It's heaven and hell. It's not working at all. So you have to really come up with like naked ideas, like going down to the ground, started from zero and work your ass off with concerning that. It was kind of a challenge to do it.
Yeah. Well,
I was crawling into the whole situation. It was really, really, kind of hard to do it. But in the end, I got very comfort, kind of.
For me.
Yeah. So in terms of working with Peter, who's your partner in crime here on the Lindemann project, what was the attraction to working with him? I mean, Rammstein obviously, a hard sound and an industrial sound, but Peter's more known for working with, death metal bands, really.
Yeah, I told you, when we met, we made these like little promise. One day we do one song together, and I jump on a Pain album with like a feature of like a chorus or a whole song. And then, it turned out that we really enjoying working together. If he's not drunk or like sleeping over or something like that, he needs a lot of time doing this.
And for yourself as a vocalist, did you find working with him, and a slightly different style to what you would normally do in Rammstein, that you had to push yourself and do different things vocally?
I do what I do best, like start singing and writing some stuff before and put it together. But he encouraged me to like continue doing it in English, and we had to find ourselves in like we call it the studio language when it comes to the music language. What is the C part? What is the chorus? What is the after chorus? So we spoke totally different languages in what concerning that. So we had to find our own, like, to settle our principles in the songs. It took quite a while, so a couple of months, and before we really could go into recording sessions. It was kind of interesting to listen to his language, because we totally misunderstood in the beginning. Which coincidentally we set up some C parts with the chorus, and in the end, like by this coincidence, the music worked totally good in the end. Some good by coincidence, you know.
Yeah, in terms of in terms of subject matter, obviously you said the difference between working in German and working in English. What subjects did you cover that maybe you haven't covered before, and how did you approach them differently?
For example, golden shower did not exist in German. That is, you can. There is no translation for it. It sounds really stupid. So in the end, it's golden shower, also in German.
Golden shower. I guess that does work both ways, does it? Give us golden shower in German. How does that work?
Yeah, it's not working. That's the problem. So it's golden shower too, and it's good if you have like these choruses. They work in both languages. Yeah,
no, that is good. And in terms of, obviously, Peter, and you met and you got drunk and decided to do a song together, and that evolved into an album. What was the timeline like, and how did you sort of fit that in around what else you needed to be doing with Rammstein?
I never came to this idea. We had this break with Rammstein for 2 years. And I was up for almost 10 years to sing this song with Peter. So when we finished Wacken, it's a great big festival in Germany, I think you know.
Yeah.
And it was our last festival in 2013, and we were about having a break with Rammstein for 2 years almost. And right after, I called Peter and say, "Hey guy, I have a big break now. If you want, send me over some instrumental, and then let's do a song together." And then, I sent over my lyrics with the recordings. It was Ladyboy. It was the first song we did. And then he continued like sending me instrumental files over and over and over again. And for me, it was really a pleasure and a challenge to do it in English. So I start like brainstorming and recording everything in English, and was looking for topics and for subjects. What can I write about? What can I sing about? And in the end, it was really, really fun to work with Peter. Then I flew over to Sweden. We start recording sessions, and he's located in mid-Sweden, in the middle of the woods, close to a lake. So I had a really nice job in front of the microphone, open the studio window and start fishing, because his studio is like, it's 5 meters far from a big lake. So within recording sessions, I start fishing.
Did you use any of the catches on tape? Did you get anything down?
No. There was some, I don't know, pike. I catch a pike once in a while, and we had it for barbecue in the nighttime. And
that's fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But I know you live in the most beautiful country on earth, so I know you have like these big trout fishing stuff in your country. I love New Zealand. I go maybe next year for canoeing.
Yeah, you should do it. There's plenty of. In fact, I was talking to the singer from the Death Stars, and he said he'd been down here with a documentary making crew, making documentaries about I think the local people, the Maori people, and that was completely outside of his music. That was like another job for him.
He did, Andreas?
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, because I talked to him about probably a year ago, and we were talking about New Zealand, and he was saying how he had been here and how much he loved it and wanted to come back, and just, I guess for you guys, for us, we get excited when you come here with your bands and your acts and things, but for you guys, you get to come here without any of that pressure or any of that expectation and just come and be a tourist. It must be great.
Oh yeah, it was. I was almost 6 weeks, so it was really, really nice, really, really good. I started in Auckland, then went to Christchurch by plane, and then we went down to these your diamond lakes, the blue lakes in the middle, and then we went down to. I forgot. There was so many beautiful cities and lakes and like mountains. I did a helicopter tour, and it was breathtaking.
Yeah, down around Queenstown and Wanaka and around that sort of place.
It's like Queenstown is, I guess, that's the pearl of south of New Zealand, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. What a place to fly into.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. I had a helicopter tour into these like Alp panorama, like to the shore.
Yeah,
it was outstanding.
Are you much of a skier?
No.
Because they do some very good heli skiing where they take you up those mountains.
I'm not good enough for that.
Yeah.
I live in Berlin, so this is flatland, no mountains.
Maybe some cross-country skiing. We'll stick to that.
Maybe.
So, Til, with the Lindemann project, what is the plan in terms of touring and things? Is that something that's going to be possible with your schedule and with Peter's schedule?
Not yet. We not figured so far. I go back in September with my Rammstein colleagues. We're starting a pre-production for the next record, and Peter's going back to his Pain project. But of course, we consider to playing live, but we don't know how and when. And we really would love to play the kind of like big day out festival again here in January, but we don't know it. We haven't make no plans at all.
Yeah, well, that I guess that would be something maybe better in Europe, that you could do those you could play, with Lindemann because Pain and possibly Rammstein could all be on the same bill.
I doubt it. But maybe I open up for Rammstein.
Well, maybe you play on a stage on a Friday, and then Rammstein plays on a stage on a Saturday, and Pain plays on a stage on a Sunday. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it works. It's too much. Like if we start the Rammstein machinery, there is no space for us. It's like big mama's coming. Then there is.
What do you think of Richard's reboot of Emigrate?
We have he is doing this. By now he's in LA mixing the third record.
Wow.
So yeah. He got so much output he need to do, and like. It's like got like a young horse on the meter, like in a farm, He has to go and run. So it's good that he can like work his ass off. He is really productive and very hyperactive. It's amazing.
I asked this question I've asked this question to a few people that have talked to her, are known for a main band, but then do a side project. So I guess, the question, I don't know if you've had this conversation with Richard or if this question pertains to you as well, but how do you know when you're writing something or working on, a piece, whether or not it is right for Rammstein or if it is something that you're going to do, somewhere else?
This is the responsibility. Responsibility. Everybody had to decide for himself: can he give it away or keep it for Rammstein? For me, always number one is Rammstein. This is the first thing. It comes and goes. So there is no doubt about it. And I don't know how it's in Richard's world, but for me, because I do my lyrics in English and doing everything else now in the like English pattern and frame, so there is no colliding with the Rammstein ideas at all. So, because English is very far from German when it comes to lyrics, there is no potential for like collision or something like this.
Yeah, well, you're well known for having a great sense of humour, and sort of putting things in songs that maybe people wouldn't normally put in songs. So, what's your inspiration for that? For your humour and for the direction you take.
To be honest, I realize the whole thing when it comes to recording. When I sit, especially like on this record with Peter, I was standing in front of the desk with him, and we had the first recording, and then I finalized what I've done. I realized that it's funny. I had no idea before. I just write it down, and it comes out of the blue. There is no intention to be like very funny. It just comes out of the stomach. And if you see it written down, it's a totally different thing when you're standing like in front of the speaker and a voice comes out that sings like lines and your hole is hard to find, I'll fuck you from behind or stuff like it. And we start laughing because then you realize, holy shit, what is this? So
yeah.
it's not on purpose, to be honest. So
it's just where your mind lives.
Yeah, maybe.
One of the things that you're famous for, alongside your bandmates in Rammstein, is the great videos you do. So, what have you got prepared, or for videos from this album? Have you done much down that road?
We had done a video last weekend before we came to Australia. We just finished the video shoot, and the only thing I can say, we are pigs. This is like a little teasing for you.
Nice. Oh, we look forward to seeing that. Now, Til,
it's for Praise the Board for the song. It's the first single coming up. Praise the Board.
Okay. All right. We'll look out for that when it comes through. When Praise the Board, when we get the single for that, the video for that would be great. But I tend to wrap up the interviews by doing a quick fire 5 questions, Til. So I'll just run through those with you now, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure.
So the first question is, what was the first record that you heard that made you think, this is what I want to do, and what were the circumstances around you hearing it? Who played it to you, etc.?
The first record I was run into was like Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. But it was nothing I ever want to do. I just enjoyed what it's all about. And he was standing with a snake, and so I said, wow, he's the kind of a guy.
And in terms of your diet these days, what's your poison? What if I take you to a bar? What are you going to drink? What's your first up?
For drinks?
Yeah. What's your poison in English? What's your poison? What's your favorite drink?
Tequila, El Patron.
El Patron.
El Patron the golden one.
Yeah, nice. Okay. The most.
There's a couple of they have like añejos. There is that's like old stored, and then they have golden. But it's a really nice tequila.
Nice. All right, we'll have to give that a nudge later on, or maybe when you're down here in January, we'll get a bottle and crack a bottle together.
Okie doke. I come back for you.
Sounds dangerous. What's the most disgusting habit of somebody you've toured with?
I can't tell you.
You don't have to name names, but I'll take names.
Really? Okay. Let's take it like this. Get the chicks in the bus and pierce them yourself in the parts. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they want it.
Yeah, well, so long as they wanted it. Wow. Because your friend Andreas from the Death Stars was telling me about their old bass player who used to, in his bunk on the bus, used to put pictures of himself up and then masturbate to pictures of himself.
Okay, sounds interesting. Next, put in the shower himself, like upside down, you know.
Yeah, that's that mind boggles. What's the weirdest fan experience you've had?
There's so many, but it's hard to choose. I can remember in Sweden happens like 3 white latex dress girls came with surgery instruments in the festival, like in the backstage area, and tried to start something. And they open up. It was really scary because they're rolling out like these instruments and where all this stuff were inside, and actually they just want to going and putting on my shoes. That was the only thing. But when they showed up, it was like really scary. The whole appearance was really scary. But it was like white latex and red crosses, like nurses, you know, latex fetish nurses, kind of. And there was a lot of stuff.
I can imagine you've had a lot of years of it, Til. And finally, mate, my last question before you go: if a young guy comes up to you today and says to you, Til, what is heavy metal? And you can hand him one album. Which album do you hand him?
Heavy metal. I have to be honest. I'm not the metal guy, but like for me in the old days, Deep Purple. Deep Purple was heavy metal for me in the old days.
Good stuff. Hey, Til, thank you very much for your time today, and can't wait to see you back down here, and best of luck with your Lindemann project, and hopefully we get to see you guys soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks. It was very kind. Thanks.